YouTube! So for today's video, I thought I would do something a little bit different that I've never done on my channel, which is talking about how I edit my YouTube videos. On the day I'm filming this, it is April 7th, so I'm still in quarantine, so I've got a lot of time to edit a lot of videos that by this point you have already seen, which is all of my quarantine cooking series. So if you have not seen that, I'm gonna leave those linked down below. And the video I'm going to be talking about editing in this video today is my beef stroganoff quarantine cooking video, because that was one I started with first, so I might as well just talk about that. And it's also a different kind of editing style from vlog style videos, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about that. I think I'd written this down as a video idea a very long time ago, somewhere in my notes app on my phone of like my various notes of YouTube video ideas. Then I was scrolling through YouTube the other day and I saw one of these types of videos pop up on my suggested videos, and I was like, oh, this is actually a really interesting video. I think I'm gonna make one as well. So everybody has a very different editing style, so I thought I would talk about mine. If you're new here, hello, my name is Tori Cyclic. I make new videos every Sunday for Cyclic Sunday with other videos throughout the week. If you like what you see, like this video down below and subscribe while you're down there as well. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram in the description at tss6295. Now, let's get into the video. So I start off with talking about how I edit my videos. Let's talk about the program that I use to edit them. I've been using Adobe Premiere Pro since college. I have the Adobe Premiere Suite for free that I got from college. Thank God it still stayed with me after I graduated. I've been using that since 2016, since a filmmaking class I took during a summer semester where I was required to use Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'd never used it before because I think I was still using iMovie, or I don't truly even remember what I used to be using to edit. I know when I had a PC, I used whatever it was on there, and then when I got a Mac, I think I was using iMovie. Then Adobe Premiere, when I started using it, I was like, this is so much easier to use than iMovie, just like keystrokes wise and like where everything is on the screen for me. It is a lot easier to understand, a lot easier to get the specific cuts that I like to get, because I like to cut very close to like where I take a breath and things like that, and where I start my next sentence and where I mess up my words when I'm trying to have a conversation on film. For me, it's a lot easier to do that and get those very specific and clean cuts on Adobe Premiere Pro versus iMovie. I've never really used Final Cut either, but I feel like I've seen it used and it kind of has the same setup as iMovie, and I'm not a huge fan of how that setup is, so Adobe is my go-to. I film all of my videos on my Canon Mark G7X. I did used to use this guy here, which is the Canon EOS Rebel T3i. I use this all the time when I first got it in my freshman year of college to film everything up until this past holiday season when I got the Canon Mark G7X. The G7X is a lot smaller and easier to carry around, so it's good for me to do vlogs on the go, as well as the quality is a lot better than this one, because I've had this camera for 7 years, since 2013, and although it is really nice, I do love this part of the lens and like the handling of it. I do really like. It's great for photography, but for filming I find it's not as great as the G7X, just because the quality of this is not as good as that. Like, this is a very high quality camera compared to this one that is a model from before 2013, I think from 2011. So this is just a newer model of a camera that works a lot better for what I want to do. So on my camera, I record everything in this resolution, also 60 frames per second, which makes it a lot easier for when I want to do time duration changes, such as slowing things down, speeding things up. I got this tip to film in this resolution from Morgan Yates when I asked her about it on a comment on a video where she has slow-mo in her video. She said she films in 60 frames per second, so it doesn't make things like get cut up and look weird when you're slowing it down or speeding it up. And I tried it out with my old camera and it worked really nicely, so I thought might as well just film like that all the time. So the first thing that I do is put all of my camera files from my SD card onto my computer. I use Dropbox as my main folder for keeping a lot of big files. So I have my vlog things folder, and then I go into my vlogs to edit folder, and then I put that into the folder that it is for the specific video. Before I did this video, I already uploaded all of those files on there, so it is in my quarantine cooking beef stroganoff video, which is the one that I'm gonna be talking about. Next up, after importing all of my footage, is to open up Adobe Premiere Pro and start a project. So I open it up, create a new file, put it into the folder that it's going into for the video, and then open up Adobe Premiere. Then I import all of the footage that I have for this video into the project, and then after that, import all of my graphics. So that includes my little Instagram, Twitter thing that pops up at the beginning of my video, as well as the like and subscribe thing, as well as my intro card and my end card. The first thing that I do to set up how I'm editing this video is I take one clip from my project timeline and put it into the actual like editing timeline, so it sets up the aspect ratio of how this video is being edited. So sometimes if I'm editing clips that are from my camera as well as my phone, they show up as different frames per second. So on my camera, it shows up as 60 frames per second, and then on my phone, it shows up as 30 frames per second. I like setting it up in the 60 frames per second, so I'm always grabbing a clip that's from my camera. It just makes it a lot easier for editing, as well as then when things are zoomed in and zoomed out, the quality just looks better when it's being edited from the 60 frames per second. After I get that all set up, I drop my title card clip into there, and then drop all of my other clips into the project editing timeline. And once I get all of the actual video clips in there, I put my end card in and extend it up to 20 seconds because that is how long an end card is on YouTube. So then I can have my subscribe, other video, other playlist things there, and you can click on it for 20 seconds if you want to check anything else out at the end of the videos. Since the video that I'm editing and talking about this video is a montage type of video, I have to go find some music to edit it to. I always find that when I do montage videos, it's a lot easier to find the clip of music I want to edit it to, put that at the bottom of the whole thing, and then edit the whole video to that. Makes all the timing work a lot better. I really like editing to music because I like finding specific beats and cuts and big moments in the music to have a cut in the video editing wise. So obviously YouTube is pretty harsh with its copyright, so I have to go find copyright free music. I used to be using a website called Hook Sounds, but then I started getting a lot of copyright claims that I shouldn't have been getting on my YouTube channel. So then I looked for other ways to do that, and I found the YouTube Audio Library. The YouTube Audio Library is a copyright free music site, and I just scroll through that, find the clip that I want to do from there of music, and download it. Another big thing that I have to do is have the specific copyright in my video description. So I have a document on my computer called Music Copyrights where I copy the copyright license from that, put it into the Word document, and then know exactly what music I'm going to be using, label it, and put it into the video description when I'm uploading it to YouTube. Once I find the sound file I want to use, I download it to my computer and then put it into my sound files folder in my vlog things folder. So everything is kind of all in a similar place. So now it is time to actually start editing. So all of that prep is to make sure all of the editing actually goes well and can go fast. And in my timeline that I've written down in my notes app of how I wanted to talk about in this video, it is the 10th step of this process of actually editing a video. A nice shortcut that I found in editing my videos that helps it move a little bit faster is the ripple delete option. So how this works is if you make a cut in a video and you delete a section of a video, there is that blank space that's in the middle there. Then you just right click on it, hit ripple delete, and then it moves everything over. So the clips are next to each other, and then everything is from the entire project timeline moved down to meet the cut. The first thing that I have to do for these montage videos for cutting the clips and having them beat the music without any other audio on them is unlinking the audio from the original clip. So to do this, I right click on the video clip, scroll down to unlink, and then unlink the two pieces together. And then I just delete the audio from underneath, and then I can add whatever audio I want underneath that clip. Another big part of editing, especially for montage videos, is time duration and speeding things up so it becomes a time lapse. The way that I do this is that I find the beat in the music that I want the cut to go to, and then I put a marker there, and then I use the rate stretch tool, which you can find if you just press R on your keyboard, and then it'll switch into that, and then I drag the clip to the marker and cut everything out using the ripple delete tool that I used before, and then cut all of it to match up with the montage time-lapse music spot that I want it to be at. So I can actually make sure that I can fully watch the file through, because my computer runs a bit slower because it is an older model. I have to render the effects. So this means that I set an in and an out mark at the beginning of the clip and the end of the clip. Then I go into the sequence bar at the top, hit render effects into out, and let it do its work, and then I can actually watch the video fully through. And then I edit my video. So once the whole first edit of the video is done, then I add in my text. I wasn't a huge fan of a lot of the pre-loaded in fonts that are on Adobe Premiere Pro, so I decided to look for my own, and I used the website DaFont, and that website has a lot of different types of fonts that you can use. The one that I always use is Bebas New Regular, I think is how you say it, because it's the cleanest looking font, and then I just add a shadow behind it and adjust the sizing of it and put it into this exact spot that I want it to be on the video, and then I add that down to all the clips that I want to add text onto. all of my text is added in, I add all my graphics, so it's just all that stuff that's in the beginning intro little section of my video about like where you can find me if you want to subscribe and like the video, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I just add all of my text and graphics onto that clip in particular. And that's usually where I have all of my graphics in my videos, so that's why it only really goes onto that clip. After the graphics are added in, I have to adjust the audio levels of the video. So this means that music is loud when it's just video, and then it's lower when there's audio from the original clips playing, like me talking and telling you about something on video. To do this, I extend the audio bar on the project timeline, and then I add in keyframes where I want the audio to be louder and then softer, and it does a nice little fade in, fade out naturally within the clip of the audio. All the text and the graphics have been added on to the initial edit of the video, I watch through all of it one more time just to make sure all the cuts are in there that I want, the whole video looks like I want it to look, and then I export it. And while I'm exporting the video, because that usually takes a very long time, I create my thumbnail. So to do this, I find a clip from all the clips that I have and screenshot the exact shot that I want from it, and I use Canva as my main like formatting design way of making my thumbnails. For videos that are part of a series like this quarantine cooking is, I already have a template set up that I've used in past videos. So what I do is open up that template, make a copy of it, and then edit that copy of it, add in the new photo, adjust some colors, adjust the text, and then download it and export it as a PNG file. Once I have that file downloaded as a PNG file on my computer, it opens up in preview, and then I rename it. I put it into the correct location, which is the Dropbox folder where the whole video files are, and I adjust the size so I can upload it as a correct thumbnail size on YouTube. And once all of that stuff is all done, then I upload it to YouTube. So I put in the title, I put in the thumbnail, I put it into the playlist that I wanted to go into, and then it is uploaded and ready to go on YouTube. So that is all I have for you guys today about editing my videos and how I edit them. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more videos that are like this, talking about how I create my videos, how I film my videos, that kind of thing, let me know about that in the comments down below. And if there's anything you would like to see on my channel in particular, let me know about that in the comments down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching DFTVA, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!